Hey everyone, Eric with Rocket H, and in this video we're going to take a deep dive into 4 1/64 scale Kenworth T600 trucks. These are a lot of fun to work on, and there's several options out there for you so you can make the model that you want. Here are some common Kenworth T600 trucks. These you can buy about anywhere on the internet. We'll start with the least amount of detail to more detail. Now, none of these trucks have high detail, or what I would call high detail. They just have more than other. Some have more than the other. This first one is an Deere T600A. This one probably has the least amount of detail that you're going to find. And why is that? Well, this was designed for small kids to play with. You're basically going to give this to them, they're going to destroy it, and you throw it away. That's what these trucks were designed for. That's their purpose. And the entry price on these is really, I bought this for like $11 on eBay for this video. You can see here, I mean, you've got blacked out glass. The plastic is all riveted here. The undercarriage is all plastic. These tanks, of course, are plastic. The frame isn't super detailed, but you're getting what you pay for here. And then you have a John Deere sticker on the side, and these came branded, a variety of different company names on them in different colors. It does have an Aerodyne sleeper, which is kind of cool. So if that's something you want to keep, you can cut that off and put it on other models if you're inclined. But if you are just beginning to customize trucks, this is one I recommend, or something like this, I recommend people get started with just to practice on. Because if you screw up the paint, if it doesn't turn out the way you want, you're really out of nothing, and you got a lot of good learning involved. So Deere T600A is our first in the comparison. Next, we have a PEM. This one too is low detail, but has more than the Deere. You have a lot more die cast on this particular truck. You have a fifth wheel plate here. This does not move, it's stationary. But what's nice is these fender skirts down here are all one piece, and they're separate from the cab. So if you wanted to make a two-tone out of this, you could easily repaint this front fender. You could paint this fender skirt a different color and then put it back together. It does have mirrors. This one obviously is missing a mirror and has a broken exhaust pipe. And then these little chrome pieces here are separate as well. They pop right out at the bottom. You can see a little pin that holds them in. To take this apart, you've got to drill out these two rivets, and then this just separates away. And then you have clear cab glass. What I like about this particular truck is this airfoil here is hollow. So if you want to make this a flat top, you can come in with a Dremel and cut the airfoil off and then sand it smooth, and you now have a flat top T600. This is far and away a simple project. If you're getting your feet wet with customizing, this is an absolutely super project to get started with, because it does have just a little bit of a challenge here. Not a big one, but a little challenge here where you can cut this off and sand it smooth. You have a visor, which you can customize. You have exhaust, which you can take off and customize. And then these paint up really, really sweet. And I almost forgot, the headlights and grille are separate pieces as well. So you have a little more detail than this one. Just a super, super truck to get started with. And another thing that I do is I like to swap out the wheels with just a little nicer 10-hole chrome or something else that just has a better look that I like compared to what's on there. So a great beginner truck. I totally recommend these if you're getting started out customized. Next, we have a Speccast. This again, both of these trucks are common on eBay and other dealers. Next, we have a Speccast here. Again, we have screws here. Unlike the rivets on this one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 screws holding this together. These wheels can be swapped out very easily. You have the fender skirts and the bumper, which can be separated from the cab to paint it a two-tone or something else. These steps here, these just have, this top one happens to be green, but it's not uncommon to find them already chrome. And then you have a chrome step here, and those wrap around this frame along with these tanks. So it just makes it a really super truck to work on. Again, very much in common with the Speccast. You have another fifth wheel area, not as detailed perhaps as the PEM, but still, it looks great. You have dual exhaust on the back. And then here's another open airfoil, which you can cut off and sand smooth for a totally different look. I've done that to some of these trucks, and man, it just works out so slick, and they look really, really cool. The mirrors, there are some mirrors. If you happen to buy one of these and the mirrors are broken, there's two choices for mirrors if you need aftermarket mirrors. One, you can go to shapeways.com, and a designer there has 3D print, or you can buy a 3D print of the mirrors. Second, if you know somebody that has a DCP truck, DCP T660 mirrors will also fit this. Not perfectly, but they do fit. Just like on the PEM, the grille and the headlights are separate, so you can pop those out if you want to repaint the whole thing and put them back in. They just go in really, really simple. Again, just a really cool truck, clear cab glass. I can't say enough good things about these. These are just fun to work on. I just enjoy them. Finally, we have a gearbox T600. This too has screws on it. One here underneath the transmission and engine, and then another one at the back of the sleeper. This thing pops off. This is all one solid piece of die cast, so if you want to tape a two-tone paint job here, you're going to have to mask this off and paint it. Grille and the headlights, again, are separate pieces. The cab glass is separate. It's got a nice interior. These mirrors pop out really easily, and then it's got air horns that pop out, and then this row of clearance lights which pop out as well. One exhaust pipe on the side. You could put another exhaust pipe on here if you're going for a custom look, because there's nothing here to get in the way of an exhaust pipe. Unlike the PEM, you have a piece of die cast here, so it'll be much more of a challenge to make this dual exhaust. And then of course, the Speccast has exhaust at the back. But back to the gearbox. This too has a hollow airfoil, meaning you can cut this off, sand it smooth, and now you have a flat top. Very, very simple project to do. If you're looking for a flat top T600, don't pay someone to do it. You can do that easily. You could also cut off these back sleeper skirts on the back. You could cut those off, and then you have just a short bunk, or a short looking bunk T600. I, again, will swap out these wheels for something a little different that I like, and then you have detail down here. You have these fenders which are riveted in. The back mud flaps are riveted in, and then you have what looks like it mimics a moving fifth wheel, and it does pivot just a little bit, but the whole thing doesn't slide. But nevertheless, it has a much more detailed fifth wheel area than the other three that we've looked at thus far. These tanks wrap around the fenders, or wrap around the frame, and then there isn't an engine on any of these, so don't be worried about that. It's not there. These steps also pop out from the inside. You can see some mushroom plastic right there. Those just pop out very, very simply. And then again, like I said, you can mask and paint it. I've actually masked some of these in the past, and they do mask and tape very easily, so something there. If you wanted to come in with Molotow, you could come in with a chrome pen of some sort or a magic marker and put in your cabinet latches and these vents, and then your hand grab there. If you didn't like that, you could actually drill holes in the die cast before you paint it and put your hand grabs in if you wanted to add that kind of a detail as well. All four of these trucks have advantages and disadvantages. You go from detail to more detail as you go down this line. These three here are going to be the most common you will find. These are getting harder to find. Gearbox Toy Company is no longer in business, and so whatever's out in the world is all there is. I've customized all of these trucks, and I have to say that these three are my favorite to customize, and I give a nod to the gearbox just because I like the shorter fender skirts rather than the full. But all three of them are just fun to work on, and they just give you a good retro look on your layout or whatever look you're going for. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, share with a friend. And if you learned something, leave a comment. And a thumbs up is always appreciated. Thanks for watching.